Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and look at what is, honestly, one of the most spectacular psychological warfare backfires in military history. Today, we're unpacking the incredible story of Charlemagne Perrault, a man often called the Haitian Che Guevara, and we're going to explore how a highly calculated attempt to completely crush a rebellion ended up achieving the exact opposite.
So, we start our analysis with a single, highly controversial image known as the Haitian crucifixion. Back in 1919, this really infamous photograph of Perrault was widely distributed by U.S. Marines. And the explicit goal here was intimidation, right? They wanted to show the local rebels the grim fate of their leader to make them stand down. But instead, the image immortalized a martyr and literally galvanized an entire nation.
To understand exactly how this backfire happened, we really need to rewind and trace Perrault's journey across this timeline. We'll follow his path from being a defiant aristocrat during the 1915 U.S. invasion to his daring escape in 1918, all the way to his tragic assassination in 1919.
Part 1. Invasion and Forced Labor, the 1915 Occupation. Following years of political instability in Haiti, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson ordered a full-scale invasion. Now, the official narrative was that they were there to restore order. But as you can see, the underlying motives were deeply strategic. It was really about protecting American business interests and actively preventing German influence from getting any kind of foothold in the Caribbean.
So, to build infrastructure during this occupation, the U.S. military implemented what was known as the corvée system. Basically, this was a practice of forced, unpaid labor where Haitian peasants were compelled to do absolutely exhausting, backbreaking work to build roads, and they were entirely under armed guard while doing it. It was, as you might guess, one of the most deeply hated aspects of the occupation.
And the tragic historical irony here is just profound. Under the corvée system, these peasants were often forced to work in chains. Remember, this is a nation that successfully fought a bloody revolution to completely abolish slavery back in 1804. So seeing citizens chained once again by a foreign power, it sparked immense outrage and a very deep psychological wound.
Part 2. Rise of the Cacos, from aristocracy to rebel.
Enter Charlemagne Perrault. He was a military officer from a prominent aristocratic family in Hinch. When the Americans arrived, he boldly refused to surrender his weapons. He was arrested and sentenced to forced labor. But then, in 1918, he escaped. And he didn't just flee the country, no. He retreated to the mountains and organized the Caco resistance. Named fiercely after a local bird of prey, the Cacos were way more than just some ragtag militia. Perrault actually established a provisional government in the north and sparked what he called a holy war against the foreign invaders.
Tactically speaking, the Cacos were absolute masters of asymmetric warfare. Let's look at how this builds. First, they systematically used the rugged, unforgiving mountain terrain to their advantage. Second, from those hidden vantage points, they launched devastating, highly coordinated surprise ambushes against the Marines. And third, through these early wins, Perrault rapidly grew his force to an army of several thousand dedicated fighters.
But Perrault wasn't just a guerrilla fighter. He had a very clear, unwavering political vision. In his famous letter to the American people, he really cemented his unyielding stance for absolute national sovereignty. He fundamentally understood that this whole fight was about the dignity and the independence of Haiti.
Part 3. The Fall of Perrault. Betrayal and Assassination.
Okay, so the U.S. Marines quickly realize they're facing a brilliant tactician, and they know they can't defeat the Cacos in traditional open warfare. So they resort to infiltration and betrayal. The real turning point came when they approached a Haitian subordinate named Jean-Baptiste Kanzi. Kanzi ended up accepting a financial payoff to reveal the exact location of Perrault's hidden mountain camp.
And that intelligence set the stage for a major covert operation. On the night of October 31, 1919, Halloween night, Marine Sergeant Herman Hannikin, disguised in blackface and wearing Haitian clothing, slipped silently past the guards into the secret camp. In the dead of night, he found Perrault and shot him directly in the heart.
Part 4. The Haitian Crucifixion, the Propaganda Backfire.
Hoping to permanently break the spirit of the rebellion, hoping to deter any future uprisings whatsoever, the military took Perrault's body, tied it to a door, and put it on public display in the town of Grande-Rivière-du-Nord. They then took a photograph of this grim display and literally distributed copies across the entire country.
But wow, did the planners severely misjudge the cultural and emotional impact of this? To the deeply religious Haitian people,
The staging of the body, arms strapped back, tied to a wooden frame, it looked exactly like a crucifixion. So instead of intimidating the population into submission, the photo was a total game changer. It instantly elevated Perrault from a fallen political leader to an immortal, Christ-like martyr of resistance.
Part 5. A Legacy of Sovereignty. The 2026 Perspective.
Today, his legacy is literally etched into the nation's economy and identity. Charlemagne Perrault's face is stamped proudly on the Haitian 5-centime coin. This makes him a daily, tangible icon for the people, and he is widely celebrated as the ultimate symbol of Haiti's second independence.
When we compare the 1919 era to the 2026 perspective, the shift is pretty profound. During the direct U.S. occupation, Perrault was officially branded an outlaw. But today, as Haiti navigates incredibly complex international relations and ongoing debates over foreign peacekeeping missions, Perrault is revered as a master of asymmetric warfare and a true Pan-African anti-imperialist pioneer. His story is constantly invoked in modern debates as a really powerful historical warning against foreign military presence on Haitian soil.
Charlemagne Perrault proved that while you can kill a man, you absolutely cannot kill a nation's desire for dignity. The ghost of his rebellion haunted that military occupation until the very last American left in 1934. And it leaves us with the profound question that remains incredibly relevant today. Does a nation ever truly belong to its people until they are willing to defend it as fiercely as the Cacos? Well, it's certainly something to think about the next time you see history being written and rewritten through a single photograph.